Okay, I don't know anything about NASCAR or Formula One. Seems like a lot of gas to me. But there's one thing I do love, and that's when you run into someone in life who is super passionate about something and it just kind of pulls you in. That's how I feel about F1. Brad Pitt is Brad Pitt. It doesn't matter what this guy's doing. He could be cooking quesadillas in his sweatpants at his house. As a straight man, I'm going to watch him do it because it's interesting for some reason. Even though he's in his, 60s? I don't know. This movie is fun. It's fun. You get the sense, and I heard somebody else say this, that Tom Cruise is like, he's doing everything, right? He wants you to know that he's going to clamp something to his balls and jump out of a plane just for your entertainment. He wants you to get your $10 or 15 or whatever it is. Brad Pitt, while I think he cares, his style, it seems like, is kind of like, this is me. You can't stop looking at me. Think about like Castaway with Tom Hanks. Another star quality that you can't really explain or quantify. You just keep looking. How many people could be on an island where there's no dialogue for an hour? And yeah, there's things happening in the movie, but how many people could pull that off? I couldn't do it. You're going to put me on an island? People are going to walk out of the theater after about 7 or 8 minutes. Same thing here with Brad Pitt. Assuming, of course, that you're not interested in anything else but watching him. It doesn't matter what he's doing. But it helps so much when a movie's fun. And this one puts you like right in the car, which I loved. It kind of had like a computer game feel to it, or like a computer game. I just dated myself, I think. But just a video game, whatever you want to call it, whatever the kids are calling it. You're right in there because you're hearing kind of like announcements. And I don't know how NASCAR works, if they announce things overhead, like, whoa, we just came around the corner. Whoa, we just came around the corner. But you're hearing that out loud. So you kind of feel like you're in it. And it's intense. The only thing I'll say in a negative way about this movie is that, like so many movies, it's too long. You gotta start shaving off like 20 minutes of these movies. I feel like they're putting out longer movies because they feel like maybe people are getting their money's worth that way, or Oppenheimer won big awards, so let's just do what they did. I don't know what it is, but you gotta shave off time. It would be a fantastically fun. It's not an Oscar winner, but it's so fun. The ranking would be higher, the star quality, in terms of like 4 stars, 5 stars, whatever, would be higher if you would just shorten it. And that's the same thing with Mission Impossible. It's the same thing with so many movies. They're just too long. So many times, like I'm invested in this movie. It's fun. The characters are great, but there were maybe 2 or 3 races where I kind of got to the end and I thought, didn't we just see that? Did that loop? I don't understand what's going on. Like, why is this happening again? So just, whatever. I'm just throwing that out there. If anybody from any movie studio happens to be watching this video, hello, first of all. And secondly, just make them a little bit shorter. Other than that, I think it's great. Everything about the characters and the actors, it's all good. It's a great balance between action and story development, I guess. There's not a ton of story. It's not super complicated, but it's just fun. That's the key to this thing. Like Mission Impossible, it's just fun. I did kind of like it, and I'm going to avoid spoilers here if you haven't seen it, because it's I don't want to give anything away, but Brad Pitt being in his 60s, the thing I love about that is that, it's kind of a story about redemption. And it feels like a lot of time in movies, I don't know if you want to call it cinema, TV certainly, series, it's always the young crowd that gets the attention, that gets the spotlight. And while it's important, you've got time when you're young. Don't show me the story about the 22-year-old who became a millionaire. I don't give a shit about that story. Show me the guy who's been broken for decades. He can't find it, And then when he's 67, he finds it. Later than he would want to, or anybody would want to, of course. He or she, by the way. That's more interesting. Rodney Dangerfield was like a vacuum salesman or something until he made it when he was like 52, I think, something like that. That's interesting to me. This is a little bit different because this character was a superstar when he was younger, got into an accident, went on a gambling binge or lady binge, whatever you do, and then he came back. So it's a little bit different, but so the redemption part comes in there. I love it. I would love it even more if we could see more movies where you have characters, now given it's Brad Pitt, but more characters who are older and doing these incredible things. I can't remember the name of the person who directed this. I think they did Top Gun Maverick. This person's really good at, creating tension in a good way. The races are super fun. And I'm not a NASCAR person. I don't give a shit about cars or NASCAR. If you could download that into my brain so I could save money when I take my car in or when I buy a car, great. I can fix it up, great. I'm never going to learn about it. But the way it's done is so interesting. It felt to me like a modern version of an 80s movie, but with Hans Zimmer on the score. Now I got your attention. Hans Zimmer on the score. It has like a genuine synth as well it's almost like 80s fun with some 80s synth serious music, if that makes sense, but in a modern context. And you've got an American in Britain or London, wherever he is. So there's all these different elements that maybe don't normally go together, but they work so well. I thought it was fantastic. I would see it again if I see it on, never on TV, but if I ever see it on streaming, I would definitely watch it. It's a little long, of course. Everything's long nowadays, so you kind of probably expect that. But it's fantastic. Brad Pitt, all the other actors, I don't know their names, whoever directed it, fantastic job, super fun. What else do you want for like a summer fun movie? I don't know if it's going to be a blockbuster. I don't know what the numbers are. Maybe you can put them below. What did you think? Have you seen it? Let me know what you think. And I'd love to know what you think about this and Mission Impossible hitting in the same summer. I'm not excited about Jurassic Park. I don't know what's going on there. Maybe it'll be good. I don't plan on seeing it. I might. But I'm interested to see what you think about F1 in the summer here. Let's just say 2025, but summer blockbusters come out in one summer and they can go on for quite some time, for decades, as being like a summer movie, like Jaws, for example. I don't know this is necessarily related to summer, but it could be. But I'd love to know what your thoughts are. Anyway, for me, double thumbs up, super fun, Brad Pitt, legendary, still got it. That's it.